Hello, viewer. Welcome to today's episode of Women's View. I'm your host, Anne Moremi, and we're so happy that you're joining us once again. Thank you so much for following us on Facebook. The handle is GBS Kenya. And also lots of thanks to those of you who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. We have been receiving messages as well on our SMS line. The number is 21144. So keep it up because we really do enjoy engaging with you. Today we're going to be looking at part 2 of a topic that we started last week, and the title is Enjoying Marriage Relationships. With me in studio today, I've got two excellent guests, and I want to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. There's a lady and there's a gentleman. So as usual, I'll start with the ladies first. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Anne.
Yes.
Yeah, viewers, my name is Grace Kiboi. I am married. I am a mother of 4, married to James Kiboi. I'm a business person and I'm also a relationship mentor. Welcome to the show.
Excellent. It's good to have you once again.
Thank you.
Yes, due to public demand.
Thank you.
All right, Karibu sana. We have a man in the house, and it's always good to hear the perspective of a man. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much for having me here. Okay. My name is Willie Kinyanchui. I'm married to one beautiful lady, Jane Nyabura, and together we are blessed with 2 beautiful girls, Ruhama Wendo and Rehema Wendy. And it's good to be here to talk about marriage. I love speaking about marriage because I know marriage works. So thank you very much for having me.
Excellent. I like that hashtag, marriage works.
Yes.
You know, right now, when you look at a lot of young people, a lot of the marriages that are currently happening right now, our generation and younger, a lot of people actually are starting to think that marriage does not work. You see, because when you're in love and then you do the wedding, at that point, things are rosy and things are good and marriage seems to work, but then something happens and then certain issues start arising. And that's why we're here today, because when everything is going well in your marriage, you can enjoy and be happy in your marriage. But we want to look at a different situation. When there's infidelity in your marriage, when there's drug addiction in your marriage, when there's alcoholism in your marriage, workaholism, is it still possible? Does marriage still work then? You know? So that's a very good introduction. Marriage works. Does it only work when things are rosy? And I think I'll start with Willie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Marriage works despite all the challenges that we go through.
Okay.
Because one thing I want to start by saying is that there will be challenges. And every marriage out there, we have got challenges in different dimensions. And so one, we need to understand that even as I enter into this thing called marriage,
yes,
there will be challenges. But again, you need to ask yourself, how do I overcome this challenge when it comes? How do I deal with my spouse? How do I deal with my wife? How do I deal with my husband? Because issues will arise, issues will come.
Yes.
But the question is, how do you handle that situation? Because that is what will make all the difference. That is what will decide whether your marriage is going to work or whether it is not going to work.
Okay.
The way you're going to act to that challenge.
That's very good, because you see, I think when you're getting married, you don't usually think that the challenges will come. I don't know why there's usually that. Is it a fakeness or, or is it like a bubble you're in? Because you've said that every marriage has challenges.
Yes.
But why do people, Grace, why do people look so surprised when the challenges arise? It's like they were not expecting any.
I think it's like what we were saying last time. When you're dating,
Yes.
you cover up so much.
Yes.
And you cover your personality, you want to impress the other person.
Yes.
And it's for a short time, so you can manage to do that.
Yes.
Because you date, you meet for 2 hours, you can do your best, you can be in your best smile. But when you go home, you live with that person, you cannot fake forever.
You can't.
So you start living your life.
Yes.
And as you start living your life, you start disagreeing. Again, even your own brother, you disagree.
Exactly.
So who do you expect when you meet somebody when you're 25, when you're over 25, and you expect to live in the same house,
Yes.
and you'll never disagree?
Exactly.
We disagree even with our own children.
Yeah.
But what matters is how will you solve the disagreements?
Exactly.
And what do you expect from, do you expect your happiness will come from the other person? maybe you are not happy. You were expecting I will be complete
Yes.
when I get married. Or were you ready for marriage to complete yourself first? Because I always say, if you're doing an omelette, you need a good egg.
You do.
A spoiled egg will make a bad omelette.
Actually, you can't make an omelet with a spoiled egg. It's going to be horrible.
So if you are already spoiled, you're not happy, you don't love yourself,
your marriage won't work.
don't expect to be loved and to be happy when you're married. So that is what we were talking about, self, dealing with the issues you have,
Yes.
dealing with bitterness that you have, dealing with some things maybe you went through when you were growing up.
Yes.
Because those are the things that may even bring issues in your marriage and you don't understand.
Exactly.
Even how you were brought up, how your parents brought you up, how your parents' marriage was.
Yes.
You may bring those things in your marriage and you start having issues, not just a normal marriage where you can solve issues, but you realize even when you're trying to solve these issues, this person is dealing with things that they did not deal with.
Yes, exactly.
So
In
I
the
always-
baggage that is not dealt with, it will keep coming up.
Yes, sometimes there are fears you grew up with in your parents' marriage.
Yes.
You're bringing them into your marriages.
Exactly.
And when somebody is dating, they don't come out very well.
They don't, yes.
They
that's
think
true.
we are happy, we are in love, we're in love. Once they get married, so people say you know the rest when you get married.
I know, love is blind. Marriage opens the eyes.
Yes.
The blindness seizes, yes?
And also maybe one of the things that will bring these challenges, it is when you don't understand each other's need. Because men, we have got our needs. And the same case, women, you have got your needs.
Okay.
And I want to talk to men out there.
Thank you very
and
much.
tell you this. Women have got their needs.
Ah,
And I want to talk about the two needs that men have and the women have.
Okay.
And this brings chaos and risk at marriage when we don't understand these needs.
okay.
For the women, their need in marriage
Yes.
is affection.
Affection.
They want to be shown love.
Not money.
No.
Oh,
They-
but
they-
why are women always looking for,
You see,
for rich men?
That is when you have the wrong idea. When you're coming into marriage with the wrong mind,
Okay.
you think about money.
Yes.
But when we are talking about real marriage,
Yes.
that is what we are discussing about here. The need number one for a woman is affection.
Affection.
This
okay.
woman needs to be shown love.
Yes.
This woman needs to hear nice words coming from the husband.
Yes.
Not going to the office, you're called sweet words,
I
but
know.
when you come back home, your husband is calling funny names.
I know.
You understand?
Yes.
So when we don't understand that this woman, there is a need, and you know, a need is something you can't do without.
Okay.
This is not a want.
Hold on. We need to talk about that, because when you say you can't do without a need, are you saying that you must have it? Because a need, you know, I mean, even when we went to school, the three basic needs are food, clothing, and shelter.
Yes.
And now there's education and health. I mean, there was nothing like affection there.
Now-
What are you talking about?
Now, when we come to marriage,
Yes.
this is something different.
Okay.
Something different. Sorry. So this need of affection, this is what is going to build your woman.
Okay.
This is what is going to rejuvenate your woman.
Okay.
This is what is going to make your woman, when she goes out there, she feels I'm loved. And so
Confident and secure.
as other men are coming to approach her, she already know I have another man who loves me.
It will
This-
protect her.
Yes,
To protect the
yes.
marriage.
And this
Exactly.
will build your marriage.
Okay.
And so we need to understand this, that this woman have a need, and the need is affection.
And you know what? I interrupted you. You said a need is not a want.
Yes.
Please just elaborate a little bit of that. What's the difference between a need and a want? In marriage.
I want in marriage, I want, as we are saying, it's something you can do without.
Optional.
It's optional.
Okay.
But when it comes to marriage, affection is not optional.
It's not negotiable.
Yes,
It
it
must
is not. It must be there. If you want that woman to respect you, if you want that woman to love you back, because you cannot go and withdraw that which you have not deposited.
Exactly.
And so if you deposit love, that is what you're going to withdraw. And so this affection, we need to understand as men, that we need to show it to our women. Then we have men, we have got also needs.
Yes, but you said women have two. We have only talked
No,
about
no, no.
one, affection.
One.
Oh, one of them.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so for men, we also have needs.
Yes.
Let me call it needs, not needs.
Yeah.
And the biggest need for a man
Yes.
is sex.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Not respect.
Yes, I thought
And
it's
giving. And what is it? Is it submission?
It's respect and submission, all those are coming.
Those are stories.
They are coming later, because if you respect this person,
Yes.
it will not be difficult to have sex with this person.
Yes.
You see?
Okay.
And so when we don't understand this issue of the needs
The
we have as
primary
men
needs,
and
yes.
women, now this is where the chaos come in, because I cannot be able, as a woman, you cannot be able to have sex with a man who is not showing you affection.
Exactly.
You see?
Yes.
It's not something like you just come at 12 noon.
Knock, knock.
I'm
There's
come.
something you wrote in your Facebook page. What was it? You saw that video.
You don't come from work, you went into the bedroom at 12 a.m. and then you want to.
I know,
It
yes.
doesn't work like that. You know, as we talk about these needs, there's this part of intimacy.
Yes.
And there's one intimacy in our age we must consider, and this is the digital intimacy.
Yes.
The digital intimacy is there's that communication.
Yes.
You know, as you leave in the morning, you can talk to your wife and tell her, prepare tonight.
Exactly. Okay.
I'm coming. And you can reply the other coming, you know. You know, you start preparing her.
From before.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and all this is what we are talking about, affection.
Yes.
Because if you're not showing affection to this lady, then for your need, that is sex, to be met, it will be difficult.
To be difficult. Allow me to interrupt you.
Yes.
Because Grace is a lady,
Yeah.
and Grace, I don't know whether, correct me if I'm wrong, when a woman is not shown affection in a marriage, can she be happy in that marriage?
No. What I personally now advise women, because there are some men, what Willie is talking is actually the truth.
Yes.
It is a need.
Yes.
But sometimes you realize not all men understand that.
Of course.
So, and that is why marriage are having issues.
Yes.
And now, me from the counseling point of view, I came to realize, even if you're not being given that affection,
Yes.
because you know we are Christians and we know the time will come, we pray, but before that time comes, you cannot leave your marriage because maybe the other
affection is
person is not giving you affection, because there are so many other things you need to consider. Because what I realized, as I was telling you, as I work with people who are going through depression in their marriages, most of them, of course, they are not shown affection. Because if they were shown affection, they would not even be depressed.
Exactly. But yet you're saying that they can be happy.
Yes. Happiness is not, now, not even in a marriage or whatever it is. You are the source of your own happiness.
Yes.
This means you may not be getting that affection. If it comes, okay, you're good and it's better for you. But you should not be unhappy because the other man is not giving you
Because it
affection.
is
And when
lacking.
you work on yourself, actually, you see, it's a cycle. As he's saying, it's a cycle. Love and affection and sex, all that, it is a cycle.
cycle.
So for you to break that cycle, you have to first now work on yourself.
Yes.
Because when you work on yourself, you love on yourself, such that even if the other person does not give you affection, you're still good.
You're still whole.
Yes. If maybe they don't take you out, you can still go out and have coffee and you're good.
Yes.
You can still go out for a movie. You can go for an outing with girls and you're okay.
But that affection, you know, affection is, you know, I'm wondering, Willie, what do you think about what she's saying? Because, you know, affection is not about actions to yourself.
Yes.
You see now, once you love yourself, as I
Yes.
had said,
Yes.
it will be easy to be loved. Do you know somebody who does not love themselves? Even if they are shown affection, they may not accept it.
yeah, they may
Even the
not.
other person
They
may
may-
be feeling like they are treating an object, a tree.
Yeah, I know. Okay. There can be barriers to you
Yes.
receiving the affection.
You may
Maybe
not
it's
even
there.
see it.
Yes, you may not see it because you're having those internal issues that you must address.
Yes.
Okay.
So it all starts from you to receive. And even for you to give. Because you see now here, we are talking about two people.
Yes.
And I always advise even people who are maybe have gone through separation,
Yes.
or people who are having issues in their marriage. First, even before you have marriage therapy, family therapy,
Yes.
when somebody is going through issues and they have even separated, I even advise them, first go yourself. Because you see, when it involves two people, you may not control it.
Exactly.
Because what Willie is saying now, if you focus on that more, many people who have no affection in their marriage, it's good because men are hearing and they should do that.
Yes.
But now, how many married women are getting that affection?
That's the thing.
Does it mean they leave their marriages?
Yes, really. Because you know what?
Because what I'm saying is, I always focus, if they separate, I tell them, first go and work on yourself.
Yes.
Go for counseling yourself. Go know yourself. Know where you lost yourself.
Yes.
Because most people lose themselves in this affection.
Yes.
So they're focusing on now, how do I get affection from my husband? Always, they stop even living.
Exactly.
The
Living
people
their
they
life.
were before they got married,
That person
they,
dies.
they die.
Yes.
They start now working on how will my marriage work? How will I get affection? They start doing things to their husbands. They have, maybe the husbands are not,
Manipulating.
and not, yes. So they even stop living.
Yes.
So what I say, personally, work on yourself.
Okay.
You see now, when somebody works on themselves, as we were saying last time,
Yes.
you realize there's somebody who will work on themselves. They go through counseling, they had separated. They realize there is a life. They start living.
Yes.
And then that way, they will start now showing, even when you're showing the other person their own needs or you're treating them,
Yes.
you understand you're not doing it to give yourself more esteem. You already have self-esteem.
You're already
You know
okay.
yourself. Even when you're doing it, even if you don't get it back,
It's
you don't
okay.
get, yes, it's okay.
don't
And
get
that is
hurt.
where you break the cycle now. Because one person has to break the cycle.
Yes. It's a vicious cycle that
Yes.
must be broken at some point.
Yes.
And you know what? This thing of affection is very interesting because when you're dating, and I know this is not a good example because when you're dating, let's just say you always have your best foot forward.
Yes.
What is it that makes it difficult for men to be affectionate to their wives? Because they are very affectionate to their girlfriends. What is it that makes a man decide, I'm not going to be affectionate to this woman?
I think number one, there's a cover up.
Okay.
And there's, when people are dating,
Yes.
there's that mask
Yes.
they are putting. And so you'll call her every day 10 times.
Uh-huh.
And then after she comes to the house now, she's your wife now.
Ameingia box.
Yes,
I mean-
I did my part.
Now life moves
tuendelee. And you hear some men say that the moment I'll stop loving you, I'll tell you. So don't
I feel-
expect. So
Don't
don't
expect to hear
expect
those words
me to be
again.
telling you
I
every day that I
know.
love you. No.
Yeah.
The day I'll stop loving you, I'll just tell
I
you.
will inform you
And
as
so
of
there's,
now.
There's that mask. Sometimes people, when you're dating, they put.
Yes.
And I tell people that is very dangerous. Because when you're dating and you're putting a mask, it means you're not yourself.
Yes.
And so as this woman is coming into marriage now,
Yes.
she's coming with higher expectations.
Yes.
And then these expectations are not met because now when the woman has come to the house, you have removed the mask and you start living yourself.
The real you.
And now this is where the problem starts coming in.
Yes.
Because the woman will start saying, this is not the man I was marrying.
This is a lie. It's
No.
like, you know, what you see versus what you buy. It's like,
Very different.
I've been conned,
And this,
you
yes,
know, yes.
this way you start saying, hapa nimekoniwa. You see, hapa nimekoniwa. Because this is not the person I was dating. This
Yeah.
is a totally different person.
by the way, does that happen to men also? Because from women, I know women say that a lot because maybe we talk a lot. But do men also say, hey, this is not the woman that I expected? Does that same happen?
Yes, it happens. Because you find when these two people are dating,
Yes.
maybe you find the woman was very time conscious.
Yes.
When you're meeting, you tell her we are meeting at 12,
Yes.
11:40, she's there.
She's there.
Then after now you're married, you're telling her, let us prepare to go to church. It's 9, she's not yet done. She's there.
She's still
And
heading
so,
to the shower.
From the other side, the man is saying, this is not the girl I was dating.
What's up? Yeah.
There's something that has changed.
Yes.
And so I always tell people it is good to be yourself. When I was dating, I was myself.
Okay.
I didn't hide anything from my wife.
Yes.
She can bear witness. I know she's watching.
Well, should you call her?
She can bear witness. We plan
Just kidding,
we,
yes.
we plan to go somewhere. You come late. I'm a sanguine. I don't keep quiet.
Yes. I will tell you off. Like,
I'll share some.
you get some advice,
Yes.
some wisdom.
Yes, yes. And you see, so after she came in
Yeah.
and we got married,
Yes.
she knew the kind of person I got married to.
Yes.
That such that even today, if there's something that is when I talk, you know, who you are to date.
Alikuanga tu hivyo.
Yes, so there's no difference. You see, and so it is important to be yourself.
Yes.
I mean, young men out there, if you can't afford to take someone to Java, and a quick mat.
Ah, yeah. It's okay. Take a walk.
Yes.
I mean,
Go
why
to
not?
Uhuru Park,
Yes.
buy a soda,
Yes.
and
Go to
have
a
fun.
Moretum.
Yes,
really.
have fun.
Yeah.
You can take a walk, just walk, have fun.
yeah.
Don't pretend to be that which you are not.
You are not,
Because
yeah.
when she comes to that house, now the kind of life you started is she want to turn the higher gear.
Higher,
Yes.
exactly.
So
And now here you are
You
making
can't
things
say
lower.
we've been going to Java and now we are going to Karumaido. My friend. My friend.
Utaenda huko peke yako.
And now this is where
You'd rather even start at Karomaindo,
Yes.
never Karomaindo,
Yes, yes.
and then you build up.
Yes,
I think at least there's a
yes,
progression.
yes,
You know what I mean?
Yes, and that is very, very important.
Yeah.
And so men, at times they feel that the woman have changed, and that's why from the word go, as we were starting, I said we need to have understanding.
Yes.
You understand.
Yes.
So when you understand, at one point you'll know this person has got shortcomings.
Yes.
You see, and so this person is not an angel.
Yes.
So whatever comes, let me accept it.
Yes.
And I think through that we'll be able to build our marriages, and we are going to enjoy our marriages.
Yes.
Yes.
Allow me, a lot of our viewers have requested that we talk about infidelity because I think that it is on the rise and it is something that people are having a real challenge with. And what are your thoughts about it, Grace? Is it something that you can be able to get over, or once it happens, just pack up your things quickly and move on, because it will always be a problem? Even if it happened, you know, you may not be able to overcome.
It's something somebody can overcome from still the point of yourself, self-esteem. Because actually what happens mostly when, for example, a lady realizes the husband has another person out there,
Yes.
they first develop low self-esteem. Because they're wondering, what have I not been giving my husband? Is this, am I
They make
the
it about
problem?
themselves.
Yes.
Am I not beautiful
I'm
enough?
not beautiful enough.
Am I
Maybe
not?
I'm not, the lady is slim and me I'm big. She's big and I'm slim.
I know. Anyway,
Maybe she's light and dark, I'm light, she's dark. You know. So they end up now comparing themselves with the other person, not knowing that they are not the problem. The problem is actually the other person.
Yes.
So this thing of even having a lot of issues with infidelity mostly, now the women, even the people I do deal with, the ones who have gone through depression, most of them have gone through issues with the infidelity.
Okay.
And their main issue now, they start developing low self-esteem because of that.
Okay.
But when you take them through self-esteem, self-love, and all that, it is easy to overcome, because you realize actually it is the other person is the one who has a problem.
Yes.
It
It's not
is
that
not-
you're lacking in any
You're
way.
not the
No,
one
you
who has a
are
problem.
okay.
Because you even realize, some people tell you, I have been getting him with this person, the other time this person. So you even realize it is not like the other person is better than you.
Yes, okay.
And you see, when somebody now thinking the other person is better than them, they start feeling down. They start, you even realize somebody who was very smart. They used to dress nicely. They have stopped dressing nicely because they have their self-esteem has started going down.
Yeah.
And-
And because they're questioning, despite doing all that, it still happened.
Yeah.
So what was the point anyway?
Yeah, actually, I tell people, and it's a very hard thing to understand, that why is it that when that person was going out and you didn't know? Some people even tell me he has been in this relationship I have come to realize he has been he has been
for-
cheating for many years, but they have come to realize, and they go into depression because they have realized.
Yeah.
But what has changed?
Because before they didn't know and it was still going on.
So the problem is you actually. If you work on yourself, it may not affect you as before. Because somebody who has not worked on themselves, when they know is when they get affected. This person has been doing it for years. They think people will know. Maybe even you're the only person who doesn't know.
Maybe everybody
even
knows.
everybody else knows you're the only person who doesn't know. So why is it that when you know is when you get into depression? And that is the point I talk about. You cannot control the tragedies that come to your life.
Okay.
You cannot control them.
Yes.
But how you handle them, you're your own boss.
Yes.
How you handle whatever tragedy, whatever tragedy that comes to your family, to your life, you may not control because they are from outside. That's what I was even saying. You cannot even control what your husband will do.
You cannot.
You cannot control what your children will do.
Yes.
But the effect it will have on you, you are the one to control.
That you can.
Yes, you can decide kufinya toothpaste kidogo is a mountain.
Yes.
Or you can decide even that infidelity is not a mountain.
Yeah.
Because you realize these things have been happening, but you get sick.
Yeah.
You get depressed. Some people even commit suicide.
Yes.
Because you have known your husband has been cheating, but he has been cheating all along. Not because you have known you want to commit suicide.
It's
Work
like,
on
it's
your...
like it's better not to know, eh?
It is, you should
I
work
know.
on yourself so that any
able to
tragedy
handle.
that comes into your life, you will be able to handle it.
Okay.
And if you feel you cannot handle it, look for counseling. Because the way God has created us, there is nothing you cannot handle. If you're facilitated to do it,
Okay.
you have the solution. Counselor does not tell you do this and this. He does not say give you the solution.
Yes.
But within you, the way God has created you, you have the capacity to handle anything that comes into your life if you're given if you're facilitated to do it. So the counselor will just help you a bit, then you'll make the right decision.
Okay.
But you cannot say, you know, when you meet like most ladies, when you're getting married, you see, if he ever, there are some standards you have put.
Those two personal vows.
He can do whatever, but if he ever does this,
But
then the other one has their own.
Yes.
But marriage, I would say, love is a decision. Sex, actually, it does not even mean, like in men, the way he's saying, it doesn't even mean that the men just sleep with people because they love them.
And you know what? I need to interrupt you because we need to take a break. And when we come back, I feel like we've really focused on the affection and the ladies. I want us to talk a little bit about the need of men, which you've said is sex, and how if it's not provided, because you said it's a need, not a want. If it's not provided, should you be okay if it's provided elsewhere or not? You know, let's talk about that when we get back. All right. So viewer, keep it here. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hello viewer. The woman is burdened with so much, such that they don't have time for themselves.
If you don't go after what you want, there's going to be hurt, there's going to be disappointment, there's going to be regret, there's going to be let down.
I love people.
People will always have a view. They will always have an opinion.
Whether you like it or not.
It's always there.
People will put you in a shame box.
You have to love yourself first.
I'm not that person.
It should come from deep conviction, and I'm talking about conviction. I'm not talking about emotional giving.
Then that should pose a big problem.
A man won't handle that. They will just run.
Families break. Marriages don't exist anymore.
There's so many people out there pretending like they don't have the problem, pretending like their relationship is not on the rock.
What was that?
That's nonsense.
Get lost.
No. I think that is wrong.
Go ahead, tell me, I'm waiting.
Who questions you?
Or moving on swiftly.
Moving on swiftly, right?
It's pleasurable.
No one gets there without trials.
Yeah, you've got to.
It's the way life is.
Your greatest ability is possibility.
Hello viewer, welcome to
Chungu Jajami.
My name is Tigist Hailu.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ruben West
I'm Dr. Charles Mukuka
from the United States of America.
I come from Ethiopia.
from Zambia.
I love Kenya very much.
I love the Kenyan people.
Love is not by confession. Love is by action.
Come on now.
When you are a husband, you are not a husband.
It's very important.
You can count the seeds in an apple, but you can never count the number of apples in a seed.
Her phone is a phone. My phone is my phone. You only know what you know. Who forced you?
The more you spend time together, the more strong you
A woman is like a Bible. Could tell me that they were born and it wasn't from a female, I'd like to know. A woman, she's a good asset. And a woman, she's a very, very good investment. When you're up, your family knows who you are. But when you're down, you'll figure out who your family is.
Thank you so much.
Right. Ninani! Ninani! Carry on! Hola! Genius DJ, genius DJ, genius DJ, genius hype man. Wow! It's bigger, it's better, it's live. I'll be your host, Ipola the Experience.
Genius Republic DJ Karian.
Join us for Ekomziki each and every Sunday from 8 a.m.
for the best in gospel music as we host your favorite gospel ministers.
Every Sunday, live on your favorite station, GBS TV. Boom, 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 boom. Carry on! Hey!
Hello, viewer. The woman is burdened with so much, such that they don't have time for themselves.
If you don't go after what you want, there's going to be hurt, there's going to be disappointment, there's going to be regret, there's going to be let down.
I love people.
People will always have a view. They will always have an opinion.
Whether you like it or not.
It's always there.
People will put you in a shame box.
You have to love yourself first.
I'm not that person.
It should come from deep conviction, and I'm talking about conviction. I'm not talking about emotional giving.
Then that should pose a big problem.
A man won't handle that. They will just run.
Families break. Marriages don't exist anymore.
There's so many people out there pretending like they don't have the problem. Pretending like their relationship is not on the rock.
What was that?
That's nonsense.
Get lost.
No. I think that is wrong.
Go ahead, tell me. I'm waiting.
Who questions you?
Well, moving on swiftly.
Moving on swiftly, right?
It's pleasurable.
No one gets there without trials.
Yeah, you've got to.
It's the way life is.
Your greatest ability is possibility.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back, viewer. Today we're talking about how to enjoy your marriage relationships. And we've said that in marriage, people have needs, and those needs need to be met in order for the marriage to be enjoyable. We talked a little bit about ladies, and now we want to focus a bit on the men, because you had said that men also have needs that have to be met. And okay, and you talked about sex, and I think that is common knowledge. But I mean, if needs are not met, are you saying that ways should be met, should be, what then?
Now, this is it. We have talked about for men showing affection to
their wives, their women, yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that if you're not shown affection,
Yes.
you need to go.
No, okay.
And this is where now you also need to understand
Yes.
the character of your spouse.
Yes, okay.
I have a friend of mine who told me he can't manage to call wife like sweetheart.
Yeah.
And so they visited us once, and they had us calling each other
Those pet
kipenzi.
names, I know.
And they are like, and they were together with the wife,
Yes.
and he said, "Oh, my wife, come and hear these people."
The way they are talking.
Yes, it depends. How? You see, that is him.
Yes.
And this is me. And so again, you don't need to compare your husband with another husband of somebody else.
Yes.
And so you need to know the character of your husband.
Yes.
You need to know, this is the man I married.
Okay.
And this man, you know, they say action is better than words.
Yes.
And
Actions
so they are
speak louder than words.
Yes. And so there are some men, they will not speak it,
Yes.
but they will show it
Yes.
in action. And maybe here, as we talk about affection,
Yes.
again, women, we need to look at, you can even take a pen and a paper,
Yes.
and you can write all good things
Yes.
your husband does to you. Because at times, we tend to forget the better part,
Yes.
and we focus on the wrong side.
Exactly. The
Because
negative.
I believe maybe you can say, my husband does not call me sweet names, but there are other good things he does in that
yes.
family. You know, somebody said that, thank God your husband came late at 10. There is someone else whose husband, after leaving Friday, he comes back on Monday.
Imagine.
But you are complaining because your husband has come
At
late.
least he has come.
He has come. And enjoy that part, but he has come. He could have decided to go somewhere else,
come.
but he decided to come.
Yes.
And you see, that is an action.
Yes.
You see? And so as we talk about affection, it doesn't mean because some words are not spoken that now you're not loved.
Yes.
No. But bottom line, as men, we need to understand that women are
need to be
looking
loved.
forward to see or to hear nice words coming from us.
Yes.
And so it is something we need to understand as men. And I know out there, vitu kwa ground different,
I know.
but we can learn as men and we can try to change
Yes.
and show affection to our women.
Yes.
Yes.
It's important. It's
Very-
important for women to feel the affection or to feel the love. Because even when you look at the Bible, it does say, husbands, love your wives.
Yes.
Of course, now that love, Grace, is what we're saying, is broad.
Yes.
Because last time we talked about the different love languages,
Yes.
and that's why we're saying, you yourself, you need to know, to be aware of yourself, how you like to be loved,
Yes.
so that you can communicate the same to your spouse,
Yes.
so that they can learn. People, I
Yes.
think, enter marriage thinking they know, and that already creates a problem, because if you think you know, you cannot learn. But if you go in with an understanding of, I don't know, let me learn this
I'm
person,
learning.
let me figure out what they like, maybe it's different from what I like, then you find that it will be actually different.
In fact, I tell people it's only in marriage, the only institution that you enter,
Yes.
and you start by being given a certificate.
I know.
So that you can continue learning.
I know, and yet
because you learn forever and ever.
Yeah, you
Yes.
should be given at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you've succeeded.
Yes, but this institution called marriage,
Yes.
first you are given
The
the
certificate.
certificate, then you are told, go and learn,
Yes.
go and study.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you shouldn't let that trick you. Just know that you're going to learn, and so understand that you've never been a wife before. We talked
Yes,
about that
yes.
last time.
Yes.
You've never been a husband before.
Yes.
So understand that you're learning.
Yeah.
And you also understand even the other person has never been.
I've also, it
And
works
then
both
you
ways.
all come, the way we were saying, you all come with standards. People come with standards, and you had written somewhere, this is the kind of a husband I want.
Yes.
This is the kind of a wife I want. And they don't know. You have that in your mind.
Yes.
But the other person doesn't know, and they have never been a husband. And you realize when you have some standards that you cannot, you in marriage, you're not competing. You become one.
Yes.
So stop raising standards for each other. You can do this, but never do this. You can do this, but never. Just understand and know that it is not just about feelings.
Yes.
Love is a decision. If you decide to love that person, you love them regardless. If you talk about love, it covers a multitude of sins.
It covers,
So even if challenges come into your marriage, when you have love, which is a decision, it's not a feeling. When you're dating, you can have feelings for each other, feelings. When you get married, see, things start getting real. You're talking about responsibilities.
Yes.
You're talking about maybe their children, maybe if you talk about like a woman, sometimes the hormones are.
I know. They play tricks
This
on
is
you
a decision.
sometimes.
Love is a decision. Decide to love this person, whether there are challenges or not.
Yeah.
You'll be able to solve because you decided. I am loving it and my marriage will work. I'm loving this person and my marriage will work. So in case there are issues, you just come. Don't wait for them to prolong before you solve them. You just come, solve them, knowing that you're not coming as a competitor.
Yes.
You're coming to build your marriage.
Okay.
Yes, together.
And another thing that came up from the last time is the family of your spouse, I think, can help you understand a lot about your spouse. Because you see, there are, for example, I'm finding a lot of situations nowadays where maybe men are feeling that us women, our age, our generation, we're not like their mothers. And then now that is becoming a big problem.
Yeah.
How can I be like your mother, surely? I mean, it's not possible.
I think I don't think it's in this forum that I had spoken about it, about how women have been empowered a lot.
Yes.
And we need to empower our men. Because we have women from 90s, around 90s, women were really empowered.
Yes.
So you see now the time of our mothers, all they had was, in their mind, was just taking care of the husband and children.
Yes, and
and
they did
cooking.
that very well. Cooking, serving,
yes.
cleaning, ironing.
Yes.
I'm telling you, those are things that
is
women are
what
not
they were
sometimes-
about, what they were doing. And no, so when the women were empowered, men were left behind. Because when a woman is empowered, now you're finding somebody is a lawyer or a doctor, you don't expect them. Actually, you even expect them to be working at night.
Exactly, they work at
And you
night.
don't expect them to be coming, both of you in the evening, and she's going to the kitchen to cook for you, and she's as tired as you are.
But you're a lady saying that.
Yes.
Do you also agree with her on that issue before you continue?
Okay.
Now,
No, that issue, have we resolved it for women only and not for men?
Now, this is where we talked about understanding. Because in marriage, if we don't have an understanding, we will have chaos.
Okay.
Because if I don't understand that my wife is a nurse, and in fact it is common sense. My wife is a nurse, and so there are times she needs to go to work at night.
But forget about that nurse even. What if she's just a normal person who doesn't like cooking and doesn't know?
You see, and
there are people like that nowadays.
There are people who are like that.
Yes.
And this is where I'm talking about understanding.
Yeah, understanding
I
the
need
situation.
to understand
Yeah.
my wife.
Yes.
This is my wife, and
Mko hivi.
I can't change her.
Yes.
Because we cannot change people.
We cannot.
It's only God who can change us.
Yes.
And so I need to understand her. At times I might struggle and I might put some words, you know, it's the house help who is always cooking.
I know.
Yeah. But again, I would say this, what is good for her going to prepare something that you will not enjoy, or somebody else coming in and prepare something you enjoy.
See, it's better somebody prepares,
Yes.
which you'll enjoy, of
Rather
course.
than amepika, then
Na
unaangalia
wakati
food,
wa food,
unashindwa
matakula.
sasa hii ni nini imeletwa hapa. You see? And so all these things we are going back to understanding. And also the backbone of understanding and knowing all these things, it is communication. And so it is good for a woman to communicate.
Yes.
Tell your husband, by the way, for me,
Apa.
you know me, I don't like cooking.
Yes.
Sipendi kupika. You see?
But I think, as I'm talking about empowering a man,
Yes.
you see, if you're dealing with men who their way of thinking is the way their fathers were treating their mothers, and how the way you were saying,
Yes.
they want you to be like the mother.
Yes.
This man has to be empowered. For them to reason the way Willie is reasoning,
Yes.
many men, that's
They are
why
not
you
at that
even
level.
today, do you know even today we are dealing with domestic violence?
Yes.
Because they have seen their fathers fighting their mothers.
Yes.
They have seen in me, they tell you, when my father was speaking, my mom was not talking. So as an empowered
was
woman, you
respectful.
try to give an idea, they think you're disrespecting them.
Yeah, it's so true.
Somebody who's not empowered. And when you talk about at understanding your wife cannot cook, you're talking about an empowered
That's a very high
man.
level of awareness.
And now you see,
Because
Now-
a man who is not empowered, according to
Hawezi fika
them,
hapo.
bibi ni kupika, kuosha vyombo. That is whether you're working or not.
Yeah.
That is your responsibility. You see now, for a man to be empowered enough, because many men actually, I've told you I deal with women who have gone through depression. Mostly it's infidelity, it's domestic violence. All these things comes from from men who are not empowered.
Yes.
So you even wonder, they say you have to cook.
Yes.
And when they go out there in the morning, in the lunch, where have they been eating all the time?
Who was
They have
cooking
been
for you
eating
that
in
restaurant,
hotels.
surely? Why were you not complaining there?
as we talk about this, then we need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah. You know what? This is your parting shot.
Yes.
So please tell the viewer,
We need,
because of time. Yeah.
we need to go back to the drawing board.
Yes.
We have really concentrated on the girl child.
Yes.
Can we rise up and now start working on boy child?
Yes.
because we need to empower the boy child so that as the ladies or the girls are being empowered, also as men or the boys, they are being empowered such that they can come and get to this point of having this understanding.
Yes.
Because if we don't do that, if we don't empower them at this age, this tender age, then we'll have trouble.
We'll have chaos.
Because the girl is empowered,
man
the
is
boy
not.
is not empowered.
Exactly.
So we need to go back to the drawing board and now start working on
Yes.
boy child.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Grace, please give us your parting shot. And I know for you, it's all about happiness being an inside job.
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies, be happy. It is a beautiful world. Don't allow the environment to dictate who you are. You're not a switch. Somebody decides to be happy, and a bigger switch. If he wants you not to be happy, don't allow that. Happiness is an inside job. Now, for men, God has appointed you to be the head of the house. Having listening to ideas from your ladies, or maybe the ladies not doing different things, the chores in the house, or maybe even you helping, does not make you less of a man. You're still a man. That is a position that God has given you. When you know it, you will not have to be violent or be harsh on the children or the ladies for you to dictate your authority. And authority, actually, if you're in authority, you don't have to force it. It naturally comes. Thank you so much.
Wow, there you have it. Marriage works. It is possible to enjoy your marriage, whether they are during the times when there are no challenges, but you can also enjoy it even when there are challenges. You can be able to overcome these challenges so that you're able to enjoy and be happy despite them. Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep it here. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to get in touch and we shall be able to handle them next time. Thank you so much and bye.